Hey guys, it's me, Lee. Today we're doing a book haul. Sorry for the lack of videos as of months now. But we are doing a book haul, as I just said. So today we got a nice stockpile of books that I've been collecting for the last couple of months, and we're gonna get started on them now. The first book I saw at Walmart for $22, and I figured I'll buy it off of Amazon for cheaper, which was I got for $6 used. It was actually $1, but including shipping, it was like six something, and tax and everything like that. It's called You've Reached Sam. Forgive me for mispronouncing his name. Dustin Though, I think it's pronounced. After her boyfriend Sam dies, 17-year-old Julie tries to forget him. When she calls his voicemail to hear his voice one last time, Sam mysteriously answers, giving them a supernatural second chance. It sounds really good, and I read the back of it, and it was obviously much longer than the back of the book. It just sounded really good. It was really sad, and I'm not much into sad books, but I was like, this one I'll pick up because I like reading Asian literature books, usually rom-coms or etc, etc. So I like reading those type of books, especially K-pop or K-drama related ones, as I have right here, My K-Drama Life, the complete trilogy by Sarah Martin. I need to get back to reading that. I almost got through the first book. I got through like half or more of it, of the first book of the trilogy in that particular one. And I stopped because of some reason, I don't remember a reason. I was like, I'll give it another try, and I don't remember any of it, so I'm rereading it again. Not currently, but I will tell you what I'm currently reading in a minute. Alright, so we have two piles of books. One pile is just standalones and first volumes, and the second pile is like the second or third volume of the books. I'll do those last. Let's get started, because it's gonna be a long video if I don't get started now. What I'm currently reading and what I purchased recently in the last month. The Mortal Instruments, Book 1, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Yeah, Lee, why are you just now reading this book? I wasn't much of an avid reader when this book first came out. I wasn't. I'll be honest with you. The most what I would read was manga books, or manga comics, or whatever you want to call them. Just manga in general. And just reading other books didn't faze my mind too much, unless if I had to for English class. And I finally got it. I got the hardcover for like $1 something, and then obviously shipping and tax off of Amazon was like $7.40. But it said acceptable condition. It came in as brand freaking new. It's hardly anywhere. No yellowing. It's a little dusty because I had it in my book bag, and I'm this far into it. Not halfway, but I'm getting close to the halfway mark. For those who have not read the series, I'll read you the book cover in just a second. I want to tell you how I got into the book. I didn't think of this book whatsoever because it's been so long since it came out. But I watched the movie last month, and I was like, I should read the book series. And that's how it happened. So, when Clary Frey heads to the Pendonium Club in New York City, she hardly expects to witness a murder, much less a murder committed by 3 teenagers covered with strange tattoos and brandishing bizarre weapons. Then, the body disappears into thin air. It's hard to call the police when the murderers are invisible to everyone else, and when there is nothing, not even a smear of blood, to show the boy had died. Or was he a boy? This is Clary's first meeting with the Shadow Hunters, warriors dedicated to ridding the earth of demons. It's also her first encounter with Jace, a Shadow Hunter who looks a little like an angel and acts a lot like a jerk. Within 24 hours, Clary is pulled into Jace's world with vengeance when her mother disappears and Clary herself is attacked by a demon. But why would demons be interested in ordinary mundanes like Clary and her mother? And how did Clary suddenly get the sight? The Shadow Hunters would like to know. So I'm enjoying it. This next one is not my book. I did not purchase it. My dad let me borrow it. It was on my Amazon wish list. I took it off because he's let me borrow it. So, and I'm interested in reading it. So we're going to tell you what it's about. It's called Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. 17-year-old Daphne has spent her entire life honing her body and mind into that of a warrior, hoping to be accepted by the unyielding people of ancient Sparta. But an unexpected encounter with the goddess Artemis, who holds Daphne's brother's fate in her hands, upends the life she worked so hard to build. 9 mysterious items have been stolen from Mount Olympus, and if Daphne cannot find them, the gods' waning powers will fade away, and the mortal world will descend into chaos, and her brother's life will be forfeit. Guided by Artemis's twin, the handsome and entirely too self-assured god Apollo, Daphne's journey will take her from the labyrinth of the Minotaur to the riddle-spinning Sphinx of Thebes. Team her up with the mythological legends such as Theseus and Hippolyta of the Amazons, and pit her against the gods themselves. Watson, a cat in a zombie apocalypse by Mario Crochet, or Marty Rocha. I could be pronouncing her names wrong, forgive me. It's a thin book, so I should be able to get through it pretty quickly, and it's like big letters. And the chapters are short, and sometimes there's pictures. So let me just, this I also got on Amazon, but I think I purchased it at full price, which I don't remember because it's been like several months since I purchased this book. Watson is a 4-year-old cat who lives in a peaceful and happy life alongside his human, but everything changes overnight when a brutal zombie epidemic tears through the world as he knew it. Suddenly, Watson finds himself alone, without food, without shelter, and with no one to protect him, in a desolate and dangerous landscape where every corner hides a threat. Amid the chaos, he meets Rex, a massive Saint Bernard with a noble heart, and together they embark on a journey filled with adventure, dangers, and tough decisions. In their struggle to survive, they discover something hopeful, a possible refuge where humans still remain, and where, according to rumors, animals are welcome. Maybe there, among ruins and hope, they can find happiness once again. If you hear noises in the background, my roommate is currently vacuuming. I did not tell her I was filming today, and that's on me. So, just forgive me for the noise. Okay, so these next 2 books are by the same author. I got them both at Walmart when Walmart was doing this whole box thing in the center of their aisles where they were selling books for like $10 or below, or even sometimes some of them were like $12, but I think these were, it says $12.99, but they weren't $12.99, they were like $8 something. So I got these for good cost at Walmart, and I like the art style, and I started one, but I didn't get very far. But there's this one. It's called I Hope This Doesn't Find You by Anne Lane? I could be really pronouncing this wrong. I'm so sorry. She's the school captain, valedictorian, and a pleasure to have in class. It's not easy, but she has a trick to keep her model student smile plastered on her face at all times. She channels all frustrations into her email drafts. She never sends them. Of course, she would rather die than hurt anyone's feelings, but it's a relief to vent. All of Sadie's most worded emails are directed at her infuriating co-captain, Julius Jong, whose arrogance and competitive streak have irked Sadie since they were kids. Sadie doesn't have to hold back in her emails because nobody will ever read them. That is, until they're accidentally sent out. And that is all I'm going to read to you for this one, because we got quite a pile of books to read through. And the second one by the same author is called This Time It's Real. I mean, look at the art of these 2 books. Different art, but very beautiful, in my opinion. This one was also like $8, that's why I grabbed them at the same time. Let's read to you. Can you fall in love for real with the whole world watching? When 17-year-old Eliza Lynn's essay about meeting the love of her life goes viral, her entire life changes overnight. Now she has the approval of her classmates at her new international school in Beijing, a career-launching internship opportunity at her favorite magazine, and a massive secret to keep. The truth is, Eliza's never been in a relationship before, let alone in love. All good writing is lying, right? Desperate to hide the truth, she strikes a deal with a famous actor in her class, the charming but aloof Kaz Song. She'll help him write his college applications if he poses as her boyfriend. Kaz is a dream boyfriend. He passes handwritten notes to her in class, makes her little sister laugh, and takes her out on motorcycle rides to the best snack stalls around the city. But when her fake relationship with Cass starts feeling a little too convincing, all Eliz's carefully laid out plans are threatened. Can she still follow her dreams if it means breaking her own heart? Doesn't sound like this one hasn't even been opened. This one has. I have a bookmark in it. And like I said, I didn't get very far in it because I started reading something else. These next two books I got at Goodwill. I was surprised to find one of them at Goodwill, honestly, because my Goodwill doesn't have a great book selection. Sometimes I'll find a lot of books and I'm like, would I enjoy this? I don't know, I'll pick it up. It's only like $1.91. So, and then there's some books that are like, I don't know. But rarely do I find a Grady Hendrix book, to mind you, and it's called How to Sell a Haunted House. I heard mixed reviews on this book, but I had to grab it because it's only $1.91, and I like Grady Hendrix so far. Everything I've read so far from him, which is only one book, which is The Southern Guides to Killing Vampires, I think it's called. I really enjoyed that book. I like his writing a lot, so I figured I'll grab this one since it was only $1.91, and I still don't know if I'm gonna like it. We'll find out in a second. I didn't even read the back. I just heard good things about it. Let's get started to reading you about it. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name. I think it's Louise. When Louise finds out her parents have died, she dreads going home. She doesn't want to leave her daughter with her ex and fly to Charleston. She doesn't want to deal with her family home, stuffed to the rafters with remnants of her father's academic career and her mother's lifelong obsession with puppets and dolls. She doesn't want to learn how to live without the two people who knew and loved her best in the world. Most of all, she doesn't want to deal with her brother Mark, who never left their hometown, gets fired from one job after another, and resents her success. Unfortunately, she'll need his help to get the house ready for sale, because it'll take more than some new paint on the walls and clearing out a lifetime of memories to get this place on the market. But some houses don't want to be sold, and Louise and Mark's home has other plans for the both of them. So it sounds good to me, but I heard that it's not that great. So I'm going to try it out and read it myself and see if I like it. But I like Grady Hendrix, and I was really surprised I found it at Goodwill, because I don't think there's many avid readers like me in my type of interests living in my area. I don't expect to find much at my bookstore, except for like sequels, which I'll get to eventually. This next one I also was surprised to find. It's an Anne Rice book called The Mummy, or Ramses the Damned, sorry. It was also $1.91, and it looks pretty good. I didn't know she made a mummy book, so I had to grab it because I love The Mummy the movie, and I watched a couple of the older movies of the mummies, and I'm a fan of mummy stuff, so let's read the back of it. Ramses the Great lives, but having drunk the elixir of life, he is now Ramses the Damned, doomed forever to wander the earth, desperate to quell hungers that can never be satisfied, for food, for wine, for woman. Reawakened in opulent Edwardian London, he becomes Dr. Ramsay, expert in Egyptology. He also becomes the close companion of Vulputius and adventuress Julie Stratford, heiress to a vast shipping fortune and the center of a group of jaded aristocrats with appetites of their own to appease. But the pleasures Ramses enjoys with Julie cannot soothe him. Searing memories of his last reawakening at the behest of Cleopatra, his beloved queen of Egypt, burn in his moral soul. And though he is immortal, he is still all too human. His intense longing for his great love, undiminished over the centuries, will force him to commit an act that will place everyone around him in the gravest danger. So doesn't that sound good? I mean, it sounds like a mummy movie or book, so I was like, oh, I have to pick that up and read it. The only problem I had with Anne Rice, which I read her Interview of the Vampire, is her books are a little more detailed, like a lot detailed, and it gets a little boring for me quickly, so I was like, I have to really push myself to read her books. Like, I liked Interview of the Vampire, I just had to really push myself to read it. I enjoyed it in the end, but it's still like, back when I was not on ADHD medication, I was like, I have to try to force myself to read this. And for the last book that is not a sequel, I got at the dollar store. It's called Gathering Dark by Candace Fox. Dr. Blair Harbor, once a wealthy, respected pediatrician, church and is not an ex-con down on her luck. She's determined to keep her nose clean and win back custody of her son. But when her former cellmate begs for help to find her missing daughter, Claire is compelled to put her newfound freedom on the line. It's been 10 years since Detective Jessica Sanchez arrested Blair for cold murder. So when Jessica opens the door to the disgraced doctor late one night, she expects abuse, maybe even violence. What comes next is a plea for help. If you hear my dog barking in the background, it's because someone must be here and the dog upstairs is barking, and when he hears she's barking, he barks. So I'm trying to get him to be quiet, but he's a German Shepherd. He's gonna bark all he wants. Well, the first book is I don't know how to pronounce it. Symbiont by Mira Grant. It is a sci-fi fantasy. It looks like this. It's a chunker. I read the first book in her parasitology series, and that was called Parasite, and it was good. It just took me a minute to get to the end because it's a little slow, but I enjoyed it enough to buy the second book. So that's why I got the second book, and this is what it looks like. Here it is. I got it off of Amazon. It looks like a library book, but it's still readable. This next book is the third in the series. It's called This Would Be Paradise by N.D. Iverson. This you can read on Wattpad, but it's not like fully edited on Wattpad. It's not like with extra detailing and everything like that. So I purchased the book. I'm not pretty far in it. I thought I was pretty far in it. Oh, let me fix the bookmark itself. I'm almost, I think I'm a quarter way through. You can see. It's a zombie book series, so there's that. I love zombie books. These next two books I got from Goodwill. The first one is The Battle of Labyrinth by Rick Riordan. It is book 4 of the Percy Jackson series. It's not in the greatest condition. I got it for $1.91, and it's not bad. It's just I don't have this one, so I figured I'll grab it. I have the first and second book. I need the third. Now I have the fourth. And lastly, I got Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. Looks like this. This also I got at Goodwill for $1.91. I need the Red Queen, I think that's called. I could be wrong. The Red Crown, maybe. I want to read it really bad. So it's kind of like the Red Queen. It is Red Queen. So I want to read this book, but I have to wait for the first one still. So that is all the books that I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry that there was a little bit of disturbance in the background. I did not expect my roommate to invite anyone over, so I didn't expect my dog to bark or her vacuuming in the background. But that is okay. I blame myself for not warning her that I'd be filming today. That is all the books. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.